Hi guys, welcome to the fourth part of this series. In the first series, we had explained how do we maintain our folder structure. That is as per our own ISO, and that's how we had been doing all these folder maintenance and all. The second part was about GD&T of the part. After we were awarded this particular part, we went through the GD&T drawing and we checked the feasibility of what dimensions and what tolerances we can achieve and what we can't achieve. Third one was simulation. So that was nothing but 3D feasibility. Our supplier used AutoForm to simulate and check if the part is feasible. And we did multiple iterations, and finally, based upon the simulation results, we had advised for some minor product change requests. So we did that, and we also implemented those, and we had done the simulation and found everything good. Based upon the result, customer has okayed the product change request. Now we are taking you through the strip layout. As you know, it is a progressive die, and progressive die is nothing but a stamping process where we feed the coil or strips, and multiple operations are done at multiple stations in the same die. A part might have multiple features, like it might have form, flange up, flange down, piers, cam piers and all. Based upon the process, each operation or some of the operations are done at one station and some are another station. The part remains attached with the coil and it gets cut off at the last stage. Now we are taking you through the very first strip layout which we did for this part. Okay, so let me open this strip layout. This was the first after our simulation got all green, as you can see here. So let me show you the text box. So in the text information box, we have kept the part data, part information, the part number, what is the material size, 273 coil width, 235 pitch and 1.6 is the thickness. You can see material utilization ratio is 44.5%. You can see the total tonnage we got from the simulation is 370 ton. Based upon this, the nearest available suitable press which we selected was 600 ton. Okay, now we go to the strip layout. Let me zoom it over there. As you can see, the press we have chosen, that is having a feed from left to right. It means the coil feeder is placed on the left hand side of the press and the part gets collected from the right hand side. So this is the very first station. In a progressive strip, the most important feature is pitch. As you can see, pitch 235. Question is, how do we maintain the pitch? What we do, we provide 2, 3 or more pilot piercing holes in the very first stations, mostly. Sometimes we also do in the second station, but I will explain you later about that. In this case, what we are doing, this was the prelim very first strip layout. What we are doing, we have 3 pilot piercing hole in the first station. 2 are having dia 10.1, one is having 13.1. Actually, we will use 3 pilots in each station. The pilot pin diameter will be 10 and 13 respectively. That's why the hole what we are making in the strip is 0.1 millimeter bigger than the actual one. So, as we all know that the pitch will be initially controlled by the coil feeder. We have a system there which will control the pitch. But there are a lot of vibration in the press, multiple variables are there. So sometime this 235 which we had controlled from coil feeder, it might be 234, might be 236, So for the precision location, we use pilot pin. These pilot pins are in the upper die. So when the coil is fed and it is in the position, then the pilot pin which comes from the upper die first relocate, fine tune the strip to the most perfect location. Okay, so that's how we maintain it. You can also see in the very first station we have couple trims also. So the first station, apart from these three pilot, we are doing 1 2 3 4 piercings. Now these 4 trims, as you can see here, these control are strip of a part trim line. Let me show you the final part design. See, this is the final part design which has multiple features. You can see form, flange up, piers on the flange, flange down, piers on the flange, and we have multiple holes there. So this is the last station where we do cut off the carrier. What is the carrier? Yeah, so I was telling that in the last station we also cut off the carrier. Carrier is nothing but the part of the coil from which parts gets connected. Now in like we are doing some pierce station, and then we are doing some cam pierce station, and then the one which you are seeing the blue color, we are doing the re-strike, then we are doing the flange down, all happening in reverse order, right? I'm just explaining you. And then we are doing the flange up operation here. And in this station before the flange up, we have one idle station. So you can see the flange up has all the holes also done in the previous station, which is done in this particular station where we are doing the trim and pierce both together. Prior to trim and pierce, as you see the trim and pierce, prior to that we are doing the form, right? This complete form, and before this complete form, we have all the trim line established, right? So now let me take you from the very first station. Okay, so as I was explaining, in the first station, what we have here, in the first station we have 2 pilot piers and one more three pilot piers. These 3 pilot pier holes are carried forward right at 235 because that is what our pitch is. And the pilot pin come from the upper die and fine tune the position by relocating these pilot holes to the pilot pins, right? And apart from these 3 pilot pier holes, we also have 4 trims. You can see 1 2 3 4, right? Now here, as you can see, between the part we have kept 8.1 millimeter gap. Usually 7 to 8 millimeter we can keep, but considering the cross section of this punch, we thought okay, 8 millimeter is good enough, because we had to maintain the pitch to 235, so we made it 8.1. Otherwise pitch would have been 234.9 millimeter. A round of pitch is always good, because when you do something later on, when you adjust the die in maintenance production time, that time if it's 235, it's always better to remember for the die maker. Now you see these small piercings here, so these are like 7 millimeter. Now we have done some more pierce over here, some more pierce over here, right? So in OP20, OP30 we have completed all the pierce. Now as you can see, we also have maintained noted down what is the force in first station, what is the force in second station. So P is the cutting force and F is your pressure pad force, right? So 32 turn, 4.25, 55, like that, Okay, and the fourth station is our forming station. You see, forming force is 56 ton approximately, and forming pressure pad force is 7.5 ton approximately. So this whole area which is highlighted by magenta